What's happening, everybody? Amp Capo here, Black Adonis Games. We are inside of Lyra starter game, and we are actually in 2 engine versions here today. I do want to announce that I did manage to move my entire project over to Unreal Engine 5.2, fully functional with everything working. All right, so let's get a cheer for that. All right. Next, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what happened when I was moving my project and give you guys some tips and some pointers. And then after that, I'll have a little conversation just about 5.2 in general. So go ahead and stay tuned in. Let's go ahead and get started. All right. First thing that I wanted to do is actually just show you guys kind of the simple way of how I move things over to my Unreal Engine 5 project. And the first thing I did, to be honest, was just to move the hero over in my project and then not replace anything. But we're just going to go ahead and replace everything. These are both virtually like blank environments. This is a test environment I use, but the character has not been touched. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to first go over the first error that I actually saw, and then I'll move everything over after that. So you guys will see some errors here, but let's just open up the player blueprint. And I want to start off by thanking everybody who subscribed. As usual, guys, we are pushing up on 970, creeping up towards that first 1K. I appreciate you guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and go in, and I'm going to show you guys the very first thing that I really noticed that was different. Literally is the only thing that I've really come across that hindered me from continuing to work in my project. Kicked off errors was this little hide actor until it's initialized. All right. So they changed the way they're initializing the actor. You can see here that, you know, we have definitely different blueprints here. All right. And I'll show you guys pretty much how I managed that. Literally, you can see what you need to delete. I highlighted here. You're going to have to delete these items. And then what you're going to do is actually you can copy this from a fresh copy over your copy. So we're just going to go ahead and do all this right now so that you guys can see. But this is the number one thing, is they changed how the character is initialized. There's a few other things, but nothing super major as this is. This is the most major issue you're going to come across, and it's easily fixed by just copying over. You can see all the rest of the information is exactly the same. You're just going to copy literally this node, and this is what you have to copy. All right, so those two sets of nodes you're going to have to copy. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to move this over right now. All right, so we're going to close the 5.2. So now that we got the 5.2 closed, what we can do is go ahead and we're just going to migrate the character here. And I'm going to go asset actions. We're just going to migrate them. It's going to grab the dependencies. It shouldn't take too long because this project, like I said, is virtually empty. It does have some stuff in it, but there shouldn't be too much that the character is actually dependent on. So there it goes. All right. And so the way that I did this, because they changed the migration in 5.2, I believe 5.1 as well. But this is for 5.2, so we're just going to focus on that. Normally what I do when I migrate is any of these folders here that are different, or, you know, I normally don't migrate these folders. I will just highlight the game folder, which that's the main thing that we need. For this one, I'm just going to press OK. All right. And we're going to go to the folder that we need. So this is not the right project. We are going to need to go back, and we should have a Lyra starter game fresh. That's what I named the fresh project that we have. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to select that folder, and you're going to see here, do you want to do the consolidated, you know, references and all that? I just press no. And then it says, do you want to overwrite, you know, the other existing material in the project? And for this, I just said yes. All right. So we're going to go ahead. We're just going to overwrite everything in the 5 version. So that way you guys can see things happening in their entirety, I should say. And then we're just going to go in now and we are going to go to my library and we are going to open up that new 5.2 fresh, which is right here. All right. And we're just going to let this open. And it should open reasonably fast. It's a fresh project, so it should pop up here in a second. And besides that, there's a lot of differences definitely between 5.2 and 5.0. We are going to go ahead and break this down. Actually, that's not what I wanted. I actually want to have this. And we're just going to put that on one side of the map over here. All right. So we see that it's open now. One asset was open. We're going to go ahead and reopen that asset. That should be the hero. All right. And then we got our hero over here. And we should see some errors once this hero opens up. It's going to take a little second. All right. And so here you go, guys. Exactly what I was telling you. The errors are here. Okay. So you can see that we have the pawn initializing and this just isn't good. It's not accepting this scenario here. Okay. So we really don't need this project anymore right now. If we were to have blueprints that we needed to fix concerning this project, then we will keep it. So what I'm going to do now is we are going to go ahead and we are going to close that project. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to close the test environment project. We don't really need it anymore. And I'm going to go in now and I'm going to open another fresh copy, which I don't have. So I will just use the Melee tutorial version that I set up for the tutorial that I'm doing for you guys on adding melee weapons. So we'll just use this to be our base so that we can see what's going on. All right, so we're back here. Okay, this is both versions are open now. The melee tutorial is the quote clean project. So we're just gonna look up the hero again under shooter core content. I'm gonna go to hero and we're just gonna open this hero up. And then we should already have the hero opened up from this other version. All right, so once this hero opens up now, we can go ahead and fix what's going on here. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and make sure that we're in the event graph and we pull up what we need. All right, so like I said, guys, you'll see here all the information you need. You could duplicate these two items. We're going to copy them. And then the thing is here, this name is already in use. So we're just going to get rid of this original one here. So let's go ahead and delete this now. All right. And then we're going to copy the pawn component and everything just from this blueprint. And we're just going to paste it over here. So let's copy this. All right. And let's try to paste it and see what happens. All right. And you'll see that it pastes it perfectly. And you can slide it right up here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this. All right. And then there's one more that we kind of dragged on top of there. We're going to get rid of that too. All right, guys. And then all you have to do is connect this up here and connect the show pawn again next frame like that. Okay. So that's pretty much it. We can compile this now. You're going to see one more thing where it says here the linked anim layers class is unsafe to call in a construction script. That was something that was done before to ensure that the character start out with a valid animation set before equipping a weapon. They've apparently fixed this issue as well. So that is not required anymore. All right, guys, that's not required as it is here. You can see there's not one here in the new version. So This was something that was in the 5.0 version. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete this. All right. And now you should be able to compile it and it should be perfect. All right. So that's it. So the next thing you're going to want to do now is, of course, go test. You want to make sure that your project is actually running. We're going to go ahead and open the gem here. Let's go ahead and just type in gem. All right. And then we'll go to our shooter maps and we'll go to our shooter core, and it's in the core. All right. And we want to go ahead and open the shooter gem because this is where we'll be able to test to make sure everything works. I think by default, this is set up to spawn like 3 bots or something. Press play. It should play pretty quick. And of course, it's giving me a video memory error. But as you can see now, guys, everything works fine. All the weapons work, everything works, should work perfect when it's turned on. All right, so that's really the only difference. Like literally, if your project screws up when you move it over, the only difference in Lyra is going to be that I just showed you. All right, so keep in mind that, you know, if you've got blueprints and you've added a bunch to your character, you're going to have to solve all scenarios that are not correct or that are giving you errors, but you should be able to go right in and play pretty easily. We're going to stop the video now. That is the way to fix your issue. People have been asking me if I think it's cool, you know, to move from 5.0 to 5.2. I'm going to have a whole video discussing that next, guys. So definitely tune in for that. All right. This is Amp Capo, Black Adonis Games, man. Like, subscribe, and tell a friend. And good luck on your projects, guys.